Jade and Evie, and we're here today because we've been experimenting with dyeing yarn with juice crystals and jello crystals. This was our first experiment where we did a wet yarn and then you're ready to get down? Okay. We did a wet yarn and then we laid it out and sprinkled dry crystals on top and then heat set that, and this is how it came out. And you can just see all these little speckles of color, and it just turned out so fun. For my second attempt at dyeing yarn with juice and jello crystals, I do have a third color, but I'm already working that into a sweater. This one was orange juice crystals, and I only had about half a pack left from doing the original sprinkles dye. So it turned out a little bit pale, but I really love it. It turned out perfect for the project. And this one was cherry juice crystals, and it turned out just this beautiful, beautiful shade of pink. So I have one undyed hank left, and I put out a call on TikTok to see what you guys would like me to use to dye this, and some of the suggestions were iced tea dyed with sprinkles, which is exciting, red cabbage, which I think would be beautiful, wild violets, which I am so excited for spring and summer because definitely need to try that. Dandelions was another one that was already on my list. A couple of those, it's not the right time of year just yet, so I'm going to keep those on my list. The biggest vote was for beets. Just 2 people, but biggest vote. So one of the main reasons that the juice crystal dye works is because it already has citric acid in the juice crystals, which helps it bind to the animal fibers. So with the beets, I thought it would be interesting to try pickled beets because it already has the vinegar added in. So I'm thinking I'm going to strain this and soak the yarn in the pickled beet juice and see how it goes. The one thing I am worried about is I did a lot of research on not pickled beets, sorry, but on dyeing with beets, and everyone said that it faded over time. So we will see. I'm hoping because of the acid in the vinegar, maybe, just maybe, it will bind to the animal fibers forever, but I won't hold my breath on it not fading over time. All right, so let's get started. I need to soak this yarn for a minimum of 30 minutes in just lukewarm, oh, careful baby, in just lukewarm tap water, just to get the fibers nice and saturated and ready to take the dye. Here I'm just adding some lukewarm tap water and a reusable zip tie. This one's already dyed pink. I think that's what we're gonna get with the beets as well, so I'm going to use that. The zip tie just helps keep everything a little bit together and helps me get it in and out of the pots and everything easily. There we go. So this is just, again, lukewarm tap water, and we're going to let this soak for a minimum of 30 minutes. I didn't get a lot of liquid out of the jars, but it is really, really vibrant. It's super, super concentrated. I really don't want to add too much water. I'm just going to swish out the bottom of the jars. You can see that pretty pink. I just want to get all that pigment out. I put the strainer back over the pot because it's still dripping just every once in a while. I figured I'd let it just sit and drip some more while our yarn is soaking. So I'll see you guys in about half an hour. And I'm just going to squeeze squeeze out my yarn. Give it a good squeeze so that it soaks up all this color. I'm not twisting though, just squeezing, not wringing. Okay, we are ready to add our yarn. There's just a small amount of liquid in here, but we're just doing the one skein, so I hope that it will be enough as long as we're moving it around. And I'm going to put some gloves on because this color is super concentrated and has tried to stain my counters a couple of times already. Okay, here we go. And I don't have the pot on or anything, this is just a cool liquid. Whoa! Look at that intense color already. Just move it around, make sure I'm getting everything nice and soaked. Oopsie! Splashed again. Wow. Wow, look at that color. And it smells very much like pickled beets. Okay, I'm going to try to get this in here so that it's all kind of soaking. Hey, sweetheart. Wow. I think this is going to turn out so beautiful. Oh gosh, I hope that it doesn't fade over time. Hi, do you want to help? Yeah, you do. Come up. A little helper. Hi, baby. And I'm just going to let this soak for about 15 minutes in this saturated color, and then we'll be back. It has been about 15 minutes. Evie is very excited too. And we are going to turn the pot on, just a low simmer. We don't want it to boil, but we are going to bring it up to temperature. We want to steam set this into the yarn, and I'm just flipping this over in the pot, giving it a good squish. Oops, oops, oops. Making sure that it's getting nice even coverage. Okay, and we will come back and check and see when that's simmering. We are simmering. Okay, so I'm just stirring this up a little bit, making sure I still am getting nice even coverage. And I'm gonna put the lid on this just to help it steam while it's simmering. Where is my lid? Because I don't have a lot of liquid in there, so that's why I'm gonna put the lid on. Okay, and then we're just gonna let this simmer for about 15 minutes. I'll turn that down just a little bit, and then we'll come back and check on it. It's been about 30 minutes, so I am ready to turn the pot off and let this cool. I'm going to put this in a separate bowl so that it cools a little bit faster. Actually, I prepared a tray. Past me thinking of future me. That was really nice. Just look at that beautiful, beautiful pink that we have there. And I am going to probably let this cool overnight. I suppose I could let it cool in the pot and just soak up all the color. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Why not? Okay, so I'm gonna leave that and take it off the heat, and then we will come back tomorrow morning and rinse everything out. It's the next morning and we're about to check our yarn, and ooh baby, look at that color. Let's see. Hopefully, ooh, hopefully it's going to hold the color. It's not letting out a lot as I'm picking it up. So let's take it over to the sink and give it a rinse, and hopefully we don't lose too much color as we do that. Here is our yarn. Isn't that beautiful, beautiful shade? Okay, let's rinse and see what we're left with. And this is just going to be just lukewarm tap water right now. And we're going to rinse until the color runs clear. So I feel like that is probably as clear as I'm going to get it to run. So then we will just go and hang this and let it dry. Okay, so I saw this trick that said you could use a salad spinner to spin out the yarn, get it a little more dry so it doesn't take as long to dry when it's hanging. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully this isn't a nightmare. Appears to be working. Hopefully it's not making a really tangled mess in there. Why it rumbles like that. Oh yeah, look at all that extra liquid. Beautiful. I think I could spin it even more. All right, let's try again. This freaking thing. Okay, well that worked, and it is nice and just damp. So I will go and hang that up. I'm just gonna hang this to dry in my shower because it's not very warm outside yet, but I'll take it outside later just to let the air flow through it. So one of the reasons, again, that I love these reusable zip ties is you can just open it up, and now I've got a little hanger here, and we'll just leave it to dry. Here is our finished yarn, and it turned out beautifully. It turned out a little bit tonal, and what I mean by that is you can see there's kind of streaks of pink that are darker, and then some sections where it's a little bit more like orangey, peachy. Let's just unwrap unwrap this. And you can really see that now. Where this section is darker, there's a little bit of a lighter section here and here. But I think that that really adds to the beauty of the yarn. One of the biggest concerns that I have mentioned before, in all the research that I had done, it said that the beet color will fade over time. So I'm going to put this on the shelf and I will do an update and we'll just check in and see if it's faded over time. This is an experiment because I've used pickled beets instead of just straight fresh beets. So we will see if that makes a difference in the long run. I have really enjoyed doing this dye experiment. If you have any suggestions for something you would like to see, please leave it in the comments below, and that could be, you know, juice crystals, it could be something natural like beets or onion skins or flowers, you name it. Put in the suggestions below. If I can make it happen, I would love to do that. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Bye!